Yeah, so hello everyone. Welcome to another Brilliant Businesses podcast. My name's Nick Bryant, and today I'm here with Andy Myers from ABMV Limited, Chartered Accountants. Andy, how are you, mate? How you going?
I'm good. As you can see, clearly run out of shavers at home. Any excuse during COVID.
Yes. People kind of let it all go, don't they?
Yeah,
And why not?
clearly.
So, how's it going through the COVID? How you getting through it? How are you helping people? And we'll talk about that afterwards. But maybe we could start off by you telling me a little bit about your story and about how you got to where you are and your journey. I know we featured it on the Brilliant Business website, but it'd be great for everyone to hear it again.
Sure. So I started ABMV Chartered Accountants in 2003. And we've been on the high street of Tunbridge since then. So we're nudging 17 years later this year. Spinning back from that, I actually qualified in my mid-20s as a chartered accountant, which is a little bit later than normal. And actually, as you may know, Nick, I was in the military before that. Clearly, I keep to that military physique day by day, probably mostly from their RAF catering division. But no, I was in the military for 8 or 9 years, flew on an aircraft called the Hercules, or the C-130 for people who know it. And when I came out of the military in my mid-20s, I wanted to be that great big businessman. And I thought dropping into accountancy with a bang on the head would be the way to do it. So I qualified in Sheffield, qualified as a chartered. Must admit, did a couple of stints overseas. One was Bermuda, and the other was in the Isle of Man. And then on the back of those experiences, sort of was ready to go self-employed and landed in Matfield in Kent, which most people on this will know where that is, in 2003. And as Del Boy would say, today we're here and sometime we'll be a millionaire.
Well, you're not far off that now, right?
Oh, I wish. If I didn't have to pay all our networking fees, I'm sure it would be. But just to give a flavour on the business today, we're in a small office on the High Street in Tunbridge. Some of your subscribers will know us. Yep. We have a qualified team of, on a given day, of between 6 and 8, plus myself, looking after people's tax bills or tax compliance, small business accounting, corporation tax, VAT, all those things that saying you to sleep on a Friday night, but you need someone to look after and advise you. And again, as you know already, Nick, we run a separate business, but it's aligned with ABMV, which helps clients buy and sell their business or company in Kent. Yeah. So some accountants would do that, but we specifically do it. It's a voluntary add-on option to our compliance services, but that keeps us busy, and there's a nice bit of synergy between those two silos, the conventional accountancy business and the entrepreneurial client who wants to buy and sell.
Yeah, that's a good fit, isn't it? I think it's a really good fit. So as far as COVID goes, how's it going? Has it affected your business? Obviously, it's affecting lots of people's businesses that you're supporting, but how's it affecting your business right now?
There's been there's been no effect at all. No, clearly. Sorry. I hope no one's offended by that. Like any business, we've been affected as an operational business. I'm today in my office to guarantee I had good Wi-Fi and to make sure there was no dust on the banner. But all my guys are deployed to their houses. Good news for us, we were used to it. We've got pretty good modern technology on our platforms, mostly cloud-driven, which I know a lot of our mutual network people will have the same thing, but you'll be amazed how some companies struggle with because they're not on latest technology. We also did an office refurb last year, which involved us collapsing the building, not literally, and working remote for about 8 weeks. So we almost by default had a trial run of this. So we're pretty much working online. We've embraced the technology of Zoom. And as I said to you this morning, Zoom, Teams and Google Meet have all been there. I'm waiting for the WhatsApp call afterwards just to get the full complement. We are finding our business in terms of our service providing has gone back to a relative normal for how we deliver, albeit a lot of it is being done virtual. Clearly, we, on the ABMV side of the business, we're dealing with a mass influx of, can you really help me, which hovers around the payroll support mechanisms like the job retention scheme and the furloughing, but also, and probably more with a broader value add, clients coming to us and saying, do I need to go and get some of the other governmental funding? CBILS is one acronym that most people will know. Bounce Back has come on the news this week. So we're looking at it from a positive. So COVID is stressful, and we are dealing with companies that are in distress or know they are potentially never going to come out of this. A restaurant would be a good example. Will they ever come out of it? But we're also looking at is ways of, if they want to put a plan together to come out over the bottom of the curve, we're also looking at the more positive things of, well, have a business plan, have a strategy. Do you need to go and get some money, whether it's free, favorable, or costly, is just in their mix of what their business looks like. But of course, you know, the likes of CBILS and the Bounce Back is probably on the tip of most people's entrepreneurial tongues at the moment. On the buy and sell side, really crazily, again, it probably went into the shadows for about a week, but it sounds awful. If you're a buyer with a little bit of money at the minute, you've got some liquidity perhaps, it probably has sort of changed the balance. If we assumed it was a 50-50 balance market, it might be more like a 70-30 buyer's market. So that's not always necessarily good if your client's the seller, but depending on where the client's position is in terms of distress or not, means that the buy and sell market's still going on. We completed on 2 a couple of weeks ago Friday, and we got 2 heads of terms for completion on the 1st of June. So again, ticking rather than explosive, but also on the back of it, it's keeping some of the synergistic sort of service offerings between the two businesses back into ABMV as well.
Yeah, I think it's about adapting right now, isn't it? It's about changing the way you do things and looking at things differently, and maybe just trying to keep your head above the water and finding new ways. But yeah, what's your opinion, Andy, on how the government has supported businesses, small, medium, and large businesses? I mean, I think they jumped to it quite quickly with the furlough scheme, and I think that was quite impressive. But you know, do you think they're doing enough to support businesses?
Obviously, neutral politics. The government could always do more, but from an Andy perspective, I think in terms of if we understand for them, this is a macro project or projects to deliver on. I actually think on the whole they've delivered pretty well. The way they've communicated out and said, you know, this program will be live from on the 21st of April, say, or with the bounce back, they've said it's going to be live on the 4th of May, give the criteria. I think, you know, we have to say, bear in mind, they're not only just dealing with business and business and finance, they're dealing with medical and the nation's security, yada, yada, yada. I think they've done I'd give them a 9 out of 10. Now, clearly within that, we have pockets of people, including some in our client book, who will feel aggrieved. I would think the sole trader type self-employed person, maybe sort of in the trades, maybe not the VAT registered type of client, but still a valid worker and, contributing to the economy. I think their support is probably softer than the company with employees. And as you may know, if you're a company with probably paying business rates, so you're already registered with one of the local councils, you'll know there is actually grant funding there as well. So example, hospitality industry type business can go for a £25,000 grant. If you're paying a rates bill as a company, even if you get small business relief, you can get 10,000. So a lot of our clients have been going with that, but again, within the filter, that sort of one-man band at the bottom, your plumber who can't get out on site, and people like that, they're the ones who will probably feel a little bit more grieved. But the general package, I think, has been as good as it can be. Talking slightly off in the broader topic, in the end, we're all going to have to pay for this. So the money's being thrown now, and I heard figures, and I quoted it to a client the other day who was umming about furloughing a couple of members of his staff from a commercial perspective. But I think the latest data, this is now hitting 20. The cost of this in the long term is going to be around £20,000 per person in the country. Right. So, whilst we're all under stress with COVID, and there is some minor short-term gains within it, us as a nation are going to be paying for the longer-term payback.
Yeah. It's a scary thought, isn't it? Very scary thought. But all right. Well, thanks, Andy. That's great for you to share those thoughts with us. I'm looking forward to getting back on the golf course with you soon, mate.
That's fine, because you owe me a fiver.
Andy's an incredible golfer, just in case you don't know. And we meet up every month, don't we? Or we used to meet up every month and play golf at Hever Golf Club. And,
they're called network meetings, Nick.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's purely business, but there's lots of things that I'm sure that you miss as much.
My wife thinks I'm very, very busy every day, and indeed we are.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right, mate. Well, thanks very much. It's great to see you again, even though it's virtually, but it's great to see you again. And I'm sure we'll catch up again another time soon. Thank you for sharing.
Sure. Can I just finish off with something? It's not necessarily a promo for ourselves, but, I think most people who will listen to this are in the small business world, small, medium world. We're with you in that, because that's our thing, and we are champions for small business. So we're here to support, but we're going through your pain as well. So we're here anytime to help. Okay.
Yeah, thanks, Andy. All Andy's details are on the Brilliant Businesses website. I'll also leave his contact details in the comment section below on the YouTube channel. So great to see you, mate.
Excellent. I'll go to Amazon for norazors.com.
Exactly.
All right. Take care.
See you, mate.
Cheers,
Bye-bye.
Nick. Bye. Bye.